Owners of XRP, unrelated to the XRP price changes, I have some bad news to share with you. We will talk about and address all of the recent happenings, but you'll see by the end of the movie that even while this news is bad, I still don't think it will affect XRP. As a new member of the group, I hope you'll take it easy and relax. Greetings, I am Nick. This video will probably convince you to subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are now down about 5%, so let's start by looking at the price trend. Given the importance of today's financial market events, I wouldn't be surprised if prices fell at all. We can see from the present XRP chart that it is in keeping with our forecast that we are seeing a rejection from the upper trend line since we lost it at the end of January. Getting out of this rut has been a real challenge. It has become quite evident to me that the current consolidation is laying the groundwork for a substantial upward rise. Making sure XRP stays below this threshold is my major focus right now. Setting fresh higher lows while continuing to decline. My main goal is to see the price drop to around $2.70 or maybe $210, 0 cents. But we have to keep an eye on how the stock market opens today. You can see that I am taking notes on this before the market opens. Unfortunately, I expect the present price activity to be mostly dull, so that's not great news. We need to be patient until prices start to rise sharply. Rest assured, you will be informed at the end of this video about how long it takes for XRP to see a major increase. The idea that XRP will experience a dramatic change in value within the next day is, although oversimplified, quite implausible. The situation will be determined with clarity once we have obtained several indicators. You will be able to tell when all the coins are moving by the end of the movie. In addition to his role as Ripple's senior business partner for stablecoins, he also serves as CEO of Standard Custody. The March independent certification for RLUSD is now active, and he gave us fresh details about it. New platforms like Kraken now allow you to buy and sell RLUSD. Hidden Road will use RLUSD as collateral for its clients, creating a substantial link between cryptocurrency and conventional banking. Ripple payments for certain clients have been acquired. Aave and Curve Finance are two examples of DeFi funding pools that use RLUSD. If you would want to review all of the articles again, they are here. This only proves that Ripple is open and honest regarding a full disclosure of Tether's reserves, Rod. We are still waiting for their move. We still don't know why there was no verification, but we have the reserve monies and the entire amount of ROUSD that is circulating right now, 420 to 14. The fact that there is still 294 is interesting. I don't understand why RLUSD gives you such a limited perspective of the market. A speedy resolution would be greatly appreciated. Still, looking at Ripple USD as of April 24th shows a significant increase to 344 million from 294 million. In addition, I'd want to look into the fact that the current estimates for Ethereum, XRP, and DFILM are 317 million, which are out of date. This is the most up to date. Without a doubt, it showcases the impressive meteoric rise of RLUSD. Let us now talk about the bad news. The ETF and its price changes are the first things we look at. We just found out that 3 XRP futures ETFs were greenlit, but our excitement about the spot ETF is where the problem resides. These futures ETFs and the data from the CME are so relevant. The group's inability to affect either supply or demand, the two main factors contributing to the general dislike of futures exchange-traded funds. means that it will have little impact on XRP. Having said that, it is worth mentioning that approval of futures ETFs usually leads to approval of spot ETFs. Given the latest revelation revealing the substantial delay caused by the SEC in making a judgment, the key question is how much longer will it be before we see this development? The XRP spot ETF from Franklin Templeton has a June 17th deadline. And this is probably not news to you at this point. There was a delay because we got this information on the 29th. This is in reference to the Act's Section 19b2, which states that the Commission has to take action within 45 days after getting notice of a proposed rule change, or within an additional 90 days if it thinks it's essential. The self-regulatory organization can agree to three possibilities for the Commission: agreeing with the proposed rule change, disagreeing with it, or starting a process to decide whether it should be rejected. A long duration is acceptable if the reasons for this decision are published. This planned job change was announced 45 days ago on April 30. This particular day is May 30, 2018. The original deadline of May 17 will now be June 17 due to the Commission's decision to add 45 days to the original 5-day term. Understandably, this decision has led to discontent, as it suggests that an ETF may not be ready until June or possibly later still. We need not stay for the full term of this extension, and that is something to keep in mind. This relates to spot ETFs, however. I don't think it will take as long as most people think for us to start trading XRP ETFs live. For example, I've read that approval is anticipated in October, but I'm certain it will happen far sooner than most people think. Our conversations with an ETF specialist have also provided us with more information, which is useful for the ignorant. We hold James in great esteem, and he was mostly correct about the Bitcoin ETF. He has a lot of experience and knowledge with ETFs, but we can't always trust his judgment. But they are just estimates for the time being. In the fourth quarter, we should expect to see final decisions on a slew of cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and James will provide his thoughts on the XRP spot ETF shortly after. The reason for all the excitement surrounding the month of October is precisely mid-October. Although the SEC has set August 18 as the date for making a final decision, they might not need all that time to do it. How carefully they handle the applications will determine a lot. Not much is known about the SEC's involvement with these ETFs, but it's an important factor to think about. It is known to us that numerous issues require Atkins' attention. Turning back the clock on the previous manager is about it. I wonder what ETFs mean to them now that I've given it some thought. But the SEC should make evaluating ETFs a top priority if it wants to be a crypto-friendly regulatory body. In my opinion, evaluating these ETFs and